if you're watching this and you haven't watched the episode yet, you just need to stop and go watch the episode and then watch this.
Yeah.
Can you see my background?
Yeah, that looks awesome. You got Baby Yoda, which maybe needs to be Pod Yoda strapped down with duct tape, and that almost looks like maybe the only way that would keep that little guy from eating frog eggs.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
He's in duct tape timeout on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling that both of us could either talk forever or be willing to wait to talk. As sometimes, because when you're talking, some people listen and some people just wait to talk. That's what I've learned during this last political cycle.
I just do a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I'm more of a moderate. Just want to you're trying not to talk about politics right now after the week that we've had, and I totally understand that.
Has something happened?
I have no clue.
Don't know. I did the most likely city council get shuffled up, or
there's huge controversy in Mos Pelgo. Are they on the map? Are they not on the map?
I know. I think that most Pelgo, they are going to get organized and they are going to come strong. They are going to have a city council, and I'm pretty confident the marshal can run for anything and he'll dominate.
Electoral votes are even between Mos Eisley and Mos Pelgo, and the other whatever that one is probably going to be the tiebreaker for where the residency of the child is actually going to be.
If you run on an anti-crate dragon platform, you're a strong candidate right now. Okay.
We are politicizing Mando. I love it. I love it.
We learned that this week there is very much a faction that is very anti-maggots. They are not. I don't want that thing to be overcooked.
I don't like maggots.
Yeah, I don't maggots.
Who does?
Yeah.
There's some people that prefer them. I mean, it's extra protein.
How do you get someone to disagree with that? Like the whole anti-maggot platform.
Protein on the move. What can you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I did hold out and wait to watch it with my daughter home from college and my boys. And I was so glad that I did, because it was just so much fun to get it going, and just that we had popcorn going and the nostalgia of it. It's like short movie night every Friday night at the Wades with the Mando.
And here's a confession. You know what? Only if my daughter actually watches this show will she know that I watched the episode before waiting for her, because come Friday night, she heard me listening to old episodes. And she goes, "Are you watching that without me?" Because I'm falling asleep to the old episodes. Because Rosalind's out of town. And oh no, these are old episodes. I chose my words like Mando did, and I did not say
the nuance.
Yeah, exactly. That. Oh, by the way,
you will not die by my hand. Oh yeah. Okay, so this season 2, episode 2, chapter 2, or
Passenger.
Chapter time, Passenger, which I get it because of Frog Lady and her little spawning brood of whatever. I feel like it should be entitled.
Spoiler alert.
Oh well, we already said spoiler alert. I'm gonna splice that in. I feel like it should be called like Moral Dilemma or something else, because this is the first time that I feel like I've seen Mando in a situation make a split-second decision, and it was really the wrong one. When you've got the X-Wings that...
Time out,
I'm
Kenny.
Just saying. Yeah,
we got to go back to before credits. Before we even know that the episode is called The Passenger, we have to address... and clearly, Mando is not the passenger, because by the time you get to the credits, he's not riding anywhere. Okay,
and Baby Yoda's not the passenger.
They start out and they're back at Mos Pelgo. He is packed up. They've done the recap from the previous episode. He's got the armor of Boba Fett. He's traveling from Mos Pelgo to Mos Eisley. They set the scene up in beautiful fashion, very similar to old westerns. How they would used to have.
Skip this.
They used to have like the horizon, and they would have a bunch of those, things that you only see in Arizona or the western parts of the New Mexico.
Well, and the music's all the way low. Like you can't. It's almost like you're checking your volume, because you're like, is it turned up? Like, how come I can't hear anything? And you can just begin to hear the speeder as it gets closer, come into range and sound range, and then you hear it, and it's so Old West. It's very awesome.
and you forget that you're looking and like, oh, there's one sun. I didn't notice it until the second time I watched it. There's the second sun. We're on Tatooine. Thank you.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep.
You laid things out without even like saying any words or putting like in how cheaply some of these other shows put up there. Oh, we're in Brooklyn, New York. Instead of like figuring out a way to tell us you're on.
Gives it away. And you need to double up on your sunblock that's like SPF 50 with the oxides in it and doesn't cause cancer as it interacts with your body's chemistry.
Speaking of,
double up.
Okay, so like as he's rolling along there, couple of things. You see like first they show him in this very open area coming towards you, okay? And then where you're going to have an ambush is like at in some canyon.
Why does he drive? Yes.
I know. Honestly,
don't drive through the narrow gap like you're going into a bottleneck, dude. That's the kill box, right?
Who is ever like doing the map quest for this planet is missing the mark. Okay,
I'm glad you backed me up because this is really his first bad decision of the episode.
Navigate around. Okay, so they show them setting up a trap, which is the standard trap for anything that's a low, like a motorcycle or a low, like speeding.
It was
vehicle.
a Wile E. Coyote-ish trap-ish.
Very
like, yeah.
Very much so. Here's the you will notice that they are trying to cover up the line, the cable line, as if he's going to be able to see 300 like meters away. Oh, I can totally see that
the sand's been disturbed here.
Yeah,
I should drive over it.
Why are they even covering this up? Okay, because all you see is you see it flip up, and it flips up in the last second, and then he goes tumbling off his speeder. Oh, okay. Not again. And to your point about the sunscreen, one of the 4 guys that like assaults him has no head covering. Okay, I'm sorry. He is no. There's a reason he's the first guy knocked out. Okay, dude on a 2-sunned planet that does not have sunscreen, that does not have head covering, deserves to get knocked out first.
And he's already baked. Yeah, the yolk inside is baked, which is a foreshadowing.
Yeah. Also, I'd love it that these like the overwhelming odds. Like, when was the last time we saw Mando in a 1-to-1 fight? I think it has to be when he met the other Merc, like back in season 1, and he's outside of the cantina where he's just bought bone broth for the child, and before there's been a one-on-one engagement that we've had, because there's 4 of these guys.
It's always overwhelming. Yeah.
Right. And not only overwhelming, but dude's first weapon, the guy that ends up, he has a negotiation for the child. He's taken the child. Before he gets a hold of the child, he picks up a weapon that is like literally like 1.25 like percent the size of this guy's, like how tall he is. He picks up this incredibly large rifle and starts to aim it towards him. And Mando, in Mando fashion, is like, hello, I have this grappling hook that I can like snatch things. He snatches it out of his hand and yanks it towards him, does the nice little duck, and it knocks out the other 2 guys. Did
it knock him out? Did it kill him? I couldn't tell what happened. I just assumed a knockout because it just didn't seem like a kill shot.
Yeah.
He's not worried about him.
It was very, very much Three Stooges-esque. Which
Steve, if we keep going blow by blow, we're never gonna get through this episode by the top of the hour, dude. We're never. Okay, we gotta skip to the fine points here. Here's a question I have. One, is the one creature that he grabs the gun out of, is that like a Jawa that's redressed? I almost feel like he could be a tall Jawa, or is it not? It's just a different
I don't know.
creature.
I hope they reveal more about that. Regardless, he's not a very good negotiator, and he doesn't know what he is negotiated for.
Yeah, and why does he ask for something he can't even fully see, which is the jetpack on the back of Mando?
Right.
Which we addressed last time as at least Boba Fett's has suspect history as far as its functionality and safety of the person, that is in possession of the jetpack, which bears true in this situation.
Absolutely. Like this jetpack, all of these jetpacks, there would be like the biggest class action lawsuit against them, because what are the chances? Like, it's very similar to when Oh, those little boards that kids can like just stand on.
Hoverboards.
Hoverboards.
I mean, the one Mike Tyson fell off of on video.
I'm not convinced that things are not going to just like catch on fire, much less shoot you up in the air. Because
Right.
2 episodes in a row, they have been like discharged, and and a person is rendered useless.
But let's differentiate here. That in the previous episode, Mando goes to apparently an earlier model move on the jetpack that we know from Return of the Jedi works with Boba Fett's, where you just swing around and you hit a certain place or button, and it takes off.
Right.
And this was a controlled burn. This was a, do you want my jetpack?
He chose his words wisely once again. Words chosen wisely once again. Yeah.
You know, I think I'm wondering if Tesla was somehow, not Tesla, but what's this company's name? SpaceX? Is it SpaceX, or is that somebody else's company? What's Musk's?
Elon Musk. Yeah, I think SpaceX or
When the jetpack lands and it just like comes down like these modules are supposed to do on the moon and Mars one day, and it just perfectly lands and it just kind of falls over gently. It's like he's controlling. See, it's not a bump into it. It's a control it on your wrist. And this was the hardest I laughed in the episode. I thought it was funny. It was my daughter that sees the effect of this jetpack on this Marauder. And she begins laughing. And then I begin laughing at her laughing, and it was funny anyway. That was fun. It's probably the funniest moment in the entire episode for me.
I will, before we move on from this scene, Mando, one of the first shots that he takes there must be something like in your background, you have Mando there, and in the same place that there's a mark on Boba Fett's helmet.
Yeah.
It looks like Mando takes a shot directly to that part of his Beskar armor. No dent. And you get to see like a burn mark later when he's done and negotiating. I just thought it was interesting. It didn't go unnoticed that he takes a headshot to the same place that Boba Fett has a scar on his armor.
That's interesting.
Which makes me wonder
I did see the headshot.
what caused that much damage on Boba Fett's armor that it left
the dent,
but it did not like destroy or penetrate.
You know, now it makes me want to look back in the because I'm a nerd this way, in all the old school episodes and see if there's a dent he's not in New Hope, in Empire, and then or if the dent shows up in Jedi, or if it's, but I just think that dent's there. We've just always seen it with Boba Fett stuff.